Well, good morning. Thanks for coming. My name is Dave Graham. I'm an acting staff sergeant with the EPS, and I'm the team commander for the investigation into that rash of arsons in the Alberta Ave area. I wanted to speak about that today. Arson investigations tend to be long and complex, and this one in particular. It involved multiple locations, multiple persons of interest, limited evidence. And the investigation also uncovered other criminality, including fentanyl trafficking, gang-related offenses, and violence-related offenses. One thing that's very important too for me is that we appreciate the community's patience while we took the time necessary to build a robust investigation, leading to the arrest of our key suspect in this file, Darcy Willier. Last night we arrested Darcy Willier and charged him with 7 counts of arson and 2 counts of arson with disregard to life. In addition, we have some firearms offenses against him as well. The Edmonton Drug and Gang Enforcement Team also conducted a parallel investigation into the fentanyl trafficking. Yesterday, they executed search warrants and seized a significant amount of fentanyl, over 1 kilogram, and a firearm. This investigation is ongoing, and further information will be provided by the Edmonton Drug and Gang Enforcement Unit at a later date. Also key to this investigation was the additional dedicated resourcing, including Northwest Branch, beats, crime suppression teams, and the investigative team that I led included multiple investigators and analysts from different parts of the service. The EPS took these arsons very seriously, and high priority was given to this investigation. And I can take any questions now that you might have.
Can I clarify? So 7 counts of arson, and then was it 7 counts of arson with disregard?
No, 2.
2, okay. And are those 7 different instances, 7 different homes or buildings?
So that I can't get into, but the evidence did lead to us laying those 7 different charges.
Yeah. So the timeline for this is August 2021, but we know of arsons that happened earlier in May even.
That's correct.
Are you still looking to see if those are connected, or are those different?
Yes, so the investigation started at the outset of the fires, and we had to determine if those fires were in fact arsons, and so it started well before that. However, it ramped up in August when we realized that we have a problem. And so that's when a team was formed to look into these. They looked into over 100 different fires and then confirmed that there was 44 arsons that were within scope of this investigation, and that's what we looked at.
So there might be some arsons that are separate from this investigation.
There are, yes.
I'm wondering if you can comment on, complex gang involvement. Is that a factor here?
Those are that's some of the stuff that we uncovered, yes.
Can you see more people charged? Are there other people that you're looking at?
Yeah, the investigation's ongoing, and so we're hoping to get there with additional suspects, but we're just following the evidence at this point. And at this point, it just led us squarely on Darcy Willier, and that's why we've charged him now.
Can you confirm if the suspect is connected to Abdullah Shah?
I can. So this investigation did include a number of different people. As you know, Abdullah Shah is the victim of a homicide. There's investigation going into that. But as to what his role was, if any, I don't think it would be prudent for me to talk about that. He couldn't defend himself, whether he's a witness, a suspect, or otherwise.
But his network is potentially connected.
I can't speak to his network either. Yeah.
In terms of the timeline, some people in the neighborhood feel like they didn't get communication. It's a year after the fires and videos released only then. Why did it take so long?
Well, like I mentioned before, we looked into over 100 different fires. We investigated 44. And the community does have a right to know. It can be frustrating when they're not getting information from us. There's reasons why we can't speak about an ongoing investigation, but I do feel for them. We've met with them on multiple occasions, and they're traumatized. Like, these arsons have been awful for them, for the neighborhood, and they have a really strong community group in that neighborhood, and I think they'll get through this, but I think we could be better at communicating for sure and find ways to do it.
Sorry, for the sake of us being able to show some locations on the news, can you give us a couple of exact locations that we might be able to go shoot video of, or we might already have video of?
At this point, I can't. However, I believe it's going to be a matter of public record once it hits the courts, hopefully sometime this morning.
Okay.
And in terms of, we've had some suspect images released. Can you say if Darcy is in any of those images?
I can.
Which one?
Off the top of my head, I believe he was wearing red.
Red? Okay, perfect. In terms of the people in the neighborhood, are these arsons still ongoing? Is there stuff they should be doing?
Yeah, and that's one of the questions the community did ask. There are still fires that are happening. There are still arsons that are happening. So we believe this investigation will take out a significant portion of those arsons that were, intentional arsons. But I can't speak to. I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be more fire. I hope not. But they're still happening. So.
And can you speak to motive at all?
So we have an operating theory that we've developed from the evidence with our team. And that's now with the Crown Prosecutor to prosecute. But I think in generalities, it boils down to things like intimidation and power and greed. But that's my own personal opinion. What the Crown will be able to prosecute is what the evidence will show.
You called him a key figure. Does that mean he had lackeys or tentacles?
Yeah, again, a key suspect. And that, again, will come out during the subsequent court proceedings.
And in terms of complex, we talk about complex investigations that take a long time. Is that part of the complexities of not wanting to just get one of the lackeys, say, but wanting someone who is key in this network?
Yeah, well, the public expects these to stop, right? They're traumatized. And so we might be able to get one person for doing one arson. However, our goal was to cut off the head and make sure that we were targeting the right people. And it takes a long time to follow that evidence through. We can't just make it up what we think is the problem or who's doing it. We have to follow what the evidence shows us, and it did take a long time.
Do you believe you've cut off the head now?
I believe we're close.
I know there are ongoing investigations, but if Shaw and Willier did business together, can you confirm if Willier was involved in Shaw's properties or illegal activities or both?
I can't.
Could I just get you to say the charges again? Just my audio was a bit hot at the beginning.
Yeah, you bet. So Darcy Willier, he was charged with 7 counts of arson, 2 counts of arson with disregard to life, and firearms-related offenses.
You spoke about fentanyl and gangs. Are we going to see any charges related to that in regard to this man?
So I can tell you what I said before. There was a search warrant that happened yesterday that is related to our file where fentanyl was seized and a firearm. To where that file is going to end, that's not for me to say. That's for the Edmonton Drug and Gang Enforcement. But I do know, speaking with them this morning, that they will update you when they can.
Was he known to police?
I also can't speak to that.
But just key message to the people in that neighborhood today.
Yeah, and met with them last night, some of them. The key message is that we know it's horrifying. Like the stories that they were telling, it's awful. So the key message is that this was high priority from the time that it happened and until now. And we didn't stop working on it. And maybe we could have communicated that better, maybe not. But yeah, they are looked into, and it was high priority right from the chief down. So we can tell that to them.
Yeah, I don't know if this is maybe a question for fire, but the arsons that we've seen, was there a pattern? Was there some sort of connection? I don't know if you can, like, how they were set or...
Again, that will come out in the investigation. The 44 properties, we were able to relate them together to whether it was persons of interest or addresses or owners, but we were able to connect them, yes.
How much has, say, homeowner video, people checking their video cameras, ring, like doorbell video, that kind of stuff has come into this? Can you comment on that?
Yeah, video is critical to our investigation. Unfortunately, with COVID and mask wearing, it makes it a bit more difficult, but we need that evidence. So if the community has it, please share it with us.
And you said you released an image of Darcy. How much did that help in this investigation?
Yeah, so anytime you're trying to prove identity of someone, it's not just because I say that it's him, or maybe facial recognition does. We're looking for witnesses. There are people out there that know who committed these arsons and why, and we'd love for them to come forward. So the purpose of our releases is to stimulate that conversation and have people come forward and help us with these investigations.
So are you looking for more evidence at this point, or do you feel that you have?
Yeah, you bet. So this investigation won't end until it ends. So if there's information out there, if there's witnesses that want to come forward, if there's video that we haven't seen, please get it to us.